On the floor for the visiting Boston Celtics. At point guard, Jrue Holiday. At center, Kristaps Porzingis. It's time to meet the starting five for your Memphis Grizzlies. At the small forward position, standing 6'8", number 0, Jaylen Brown. The big man, 17'4".
Welcome to the weekend, everybody. Let's get it going with NBA action on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony, Hall of Famer Doris Burke, and another Hall of Famer, David Aldridge, from the sidelines. And a look at the block shot number over the last few seasons for Jaren Jackson.
The blocks just aren't coming for him nearly as much as they were a few years ago. I think he's lost a little something in terms of that intimidation factor and that ability to change a game with his interior defense, and that's too bad.
And now the opening lineup for Boston. The post pair, Tatum and Porzingis. White in at shooting guard, with Brown playing small forward. And it's Holiday in at the 1. And for Memphis, Morant is the point, with Bane out on the wing. Edey out there with Jaren Jackson. And it's Wells in at the 3 spot. And slam dunk by Tatum.
I love that Jason Tatum not settling for a jumper. He goes to the rim with authority.
And here's Morant. Right now, checking his stats, he's averaging over 23 points a game. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It's on Porzingis. Greg, with how explosive Ja Morant is, he has certainly taken his fair share of awkward falls.
And that's what worries you with guys like that. He's already had a number of injuries in his young career, but we all just want to see him at full health.
No good on the second free throw. And the way the Celtics can attack teams, Doris, with their 5-out set, it's impossible to fully defend it.
Kevin, there is so much space on the floor because they have shooters at every single position and guys who balance that shooting with an ability to get off the dribble drive. This is as good an offense as we've seen.
Now Morant, after Jason Tatum missed on that last three-pointer. Memphis moving that ball around. Morant kicks to Bane. Shot clock at 6. Shoots over White. And it comes off the front of the rim.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
Right. He stays connected and great timing on the contest.
Savvy play from Holiday. Quick thinking helps him get the ball to the wide open man.
Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Hey, Kevin, I was able to talk with Memphis' head coach. He knows how much Jason Tatum can impact the game. And Coach told me Tatum has improved the way he reads the game, how he responds to defense. He's faster. That means we have to be crisp with how we rotate and send the double. Not a lot of wiggle room on the floor when Tatum is processing information. Back to you guys.
Thank you, David. Now here's Brown following the miss by Jaren Jackson.
Boy, that's one he wishes he could have back, especially against soft defense.
Payne for three. Rebound by the Celtics. A tough loss coming against New York in their last game played.
The failure to make shots on a consistent basis, that's going to put you behind the 8 ball all night.
I thought most of the shots they took were low percentage looks. The key in the NBA is, can you get your best scorers into their best spots? They didn't do that.
First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in.
Don't sleep on his athleticism now. Porzingis plays well above the rim.
Morant with it. He's picked up by White. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
First personal foul.
That one on White.
Second team.
This season has been full of surprises, Greg. What's surprising you most about the NBA right now?
Kevin, the game evolves constantly. I mean, the increased speed of the league, a lot more scoring. If your eyes aren't glued to the action, you might miss it.
And so he makes both from the line.
And it's hard to pick a more electrifying player in the league than John Morant. He explodes off the floor.
The Grizzlies trail by 3. Tries again. Good D by Holiday. The Celtics have gone 3 of 7 from the field since we've gotten underway. Here's Tatum. Plays it up and banks it in. Tatum's got 6 points.
Well, you see the effectiveness of Jason Tatum in close. Don't sleep on both his strength and his length.
The Grizzlies have gone 0 of 5 here to start the game. Rough start for them. And the foul on Drew Holiday. That's his first foul.
Oh, great defense there. Anticipated the play and got there first.
So Memphis ends up going with the new group. Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Pass to Kennard. Back to Pippen. Takes the 3. Doesn't go that time.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender. In sight.
Horford in the post. He's covered by Clark. Horford no luck. The Grizzlies trail by 5. Stolen by Holiday. And Horford with a clear path to the hoop. Great open look there.
Al Horford is such a tremendous passer as a big man. Wow, does he get work done offensively.
Memphis has gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Here's Kennard. Taking a look at the scoring numbers. Right now he averages about 9 points a game. Aldama finds Kennard. And another miss by Memphis. Celtics leading by 8. Holiday with it. He's picked up by Pippen. Here's Porzingis. And good that time.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Pippen with it. No scoring in this one. Pass to Clark. Shot to stop the run. And the layup is good.
You got to know this is Clark's skill set at this stage of his career. He takes quality shots when he's inside.
Here's Pritchard. The kick out to Holiday. From outside, off the mark. Holiday against Kennard. Now, here's Clark. Porzingis with the block. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Celtics out in front, up 8. Live from the FedEx Forum, you're watching 2K Sports. And Thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter of action so far. All right, we'll take a look now at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for Boston.
I like how they've worked the ball inside, getting looks closer in there, and that really helps your offense.
Yeah, and what an excellent display of passing in the early stages of this game. A good deal of their points coming directly off quality passes.
Pippen is out there with Desmond Bain. Then there's Jaren Jackson. Then it's Vince Williams. And it's Clark in at the 5. That's the group for Memphis to kick off the second quarter. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. No good on that one. And we talk about Derek White. Doris, how impressive has his rise been?
Kevin, it's been both impressive and sometimes feels improbable. He was not highly recruited. There were no expectations on him when he arrived in the NBA. This guy has turned himself into one of the premier defenders from the guard spot. An excellent shot blocker and so rock steady as a ball handler on the offensive end.
White, good.
That's just a smooth, tight handle right there by Derek White. This guy an offensive force.
Payton for 3. It's hauled in by Brown.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that oftentimes is all it takes.
And the rejection by Jackson.
Boston's ball.
A moment now to check out some numbers for Kristaps Porzingis.
And he's gone dry over the past 10 games, guys. His scoring is way down, and he can't seem to fight his way out of the slump. He better get it going tonight, or they'll start losing patience with him.
Edey's checked in for Memphis. Morant comes in for Pippen. Here's Cornette, still without a basket. And the rebound by Jaren Jackson. And here's Morant. He'll bring it up for Memphis. 9-point game. The kick out to Williams. Memphis moving it around. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Williams.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
And Memphis making a change here. Konchar's checked in. Boston also with the sub. Torrey Craig. He's checked in for Pritchard. Now here's Morant for 3. And another miss by Memphis. Boston leading by 9. And they double up Brown. White wide open. He fires. The shot's good. Brown making the play. White's got 6.
You have to have a quick release in the catch-and-shoot game. Otherwise, you allow the defender to catch up. Derek White's like, no, sir. I'm putting this one home.
Pass to Jackson. It's Morant in the corner. It's blocked. And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Kevin, thanks. Jaylen Brown has put it all together. He said, I'm figuring out my spots to be aggressive. That's in my DNA. But also showing how I've grown. Being a great screener, delivering passes on time and on target. That's important to being a great teammate. I'm focused on being a better basketball player. Kevin?
Yeah, and he's a smart one too, right, David? He is something else. Outstanding stuff, DA, as always. And the rejection by Jackson. Can they get it? It'll go. The Boston lead is cut down to just 10 points with the bucket from Morant.
Yeah, I'm amazed at Morant's ability to take contact and still stay in full control.
Outside, White. It's Brown on the wing. Guarded by Bain. Brown with the bucket.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score. You lock in on the moment and play the right way.
Here's Morant following the basket by Jaylen Brown.
Not a lot falling for him in this quarter. He's got to stay aggressive, try to break through, see if you can get an easy opportunity.
Greg, every year injuries are a huge factor in shaping the title race. And I'm guessing that teams should probably put more of a premium on durability. What do you think?
Well, Kevin, I think all GMs take that into account. a team wants to be confident it'll have a stable roster over the course of a long season.
So Memphis ends up going with the new group.
Oh, that is a heck of an attack by Drew Holiday off the bounce. He holds nothing back.
Kennard kicks to Wells. Jackson deciding where to go with it. Puts it up. A shot by Wells, no good. Here's Boston now. They've gone on a 10-2 run, not allowing much. White the pass to Porzingis. And the dunk by Porzingis.
A lot to like about the way they're playing right now, but still plenty of time left.
You do like that the offense is humming along. They're putting in the effort to distance themselves.
And we've got a timeout from Joe Mazzulla. He wants to... check in with his team and regroup. Pritchard, he's checked in for White. And here is the 2K leaderboard with the list of the NBA's top rebounding teams this season. Second, the Grizzlies.
You know, it's not necessarily a glamour stat, but make no mistake, Their top-notch board work has been a huge key to their success.
Holiday, and they get some nice contributions from him on a nightly basis as he averages over 11 points a game. And we all hear talk about Jrue Holiday's defense, but you know, Doris, he is much more than that. You've said it countless times.
Kevin, this is a guy who's a tremendous rebounder for a guard, a very willing playmaker. He can carry a scoring burden if you need him to, but he's also willing to take a very limited number of shots. It's all about the team with him.
And the dunk by Wells.
Luke Kennard came in with a reputation as a shooter, but how about the passing? He's really working on this aspect.
Here's Holiday. Pops in the layup for two. Holiday's got 6 in the quarter.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Now, here's Clark. Inside, he gets the jumper to fall.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
Porzingis. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Easy money for Kristaps Porzingis. That's 7-3 we're talking about.
Here's Clark. Wells in the corner. Pass to Aldama. And here's Kennard. Fires from deep. Krills the three-pointer. Kennard's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. And through one half, it hasn't even been close. The Celtics lead by 16. We'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
Thanks for tuning in. We love the mountain climbing, don't we? Well, there's a huge mountain to climb for the Memphis Grizzlies.
I don't see the fight. They're getting pushed around. You really see it on the glass.
They need some of that diesel energy in the paint. And now as the... Thank you for being with us. Now let's...
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. Porzingis having a dominant impact in this game.
In those first 2 quarters, he was pretty much an automatic bucket getter if he got it down low on the block.
Well, you can see why they would continue to play through him. He was tough to stop, super assertive down low, just great work.
Starting off the second half, here's Joe Mazzulla's 5. Holiday in the backcourt. To his side is White. The small and power forwards, the star pair of Brown and Tatum. And it's Porzingis in at the center position. And Morant gets it to go. Morant's got 7 points in the game.
Morant using that quickness to his advantage. That time he gets that one to fall.
Tatum's shot is off. The Grizzlies trail by 16. Wells in the corner. A 3. They get it back. 80. And they will call over the back on the play.
An occasional over-the-back call is fine with him. That's just how he plays and how he attacks the glass.
They like to fly in at the last moment rather than establish position early.
And it's White missing.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Right side Jackson. Holiday with the block.
This is one of the great defenders of his generation, Jrue Holiday, sending back twice on the pipes. Oh, my.
Richard, what do you expect to see from this guard matchup?
These guys are lethal one-on-one, but I think the key is to keep their teammates involved, playing unselfish basketball.
Looking at the starting 5 for Boston. The 2 Jays, Brown at the 3 and Tatum at the 4. Holiday at the 1 with White at the 2. And it's Porzingis in at the 5. Here's Wells, 6 to shoot. Morant looking around, fires the three. Tatum pulls it in. And we've got a whistle. He was fouling with a purpose. And in that spot, in that situation, it's got to be a transition take foul. You look at his college days and his rookie year, Tatum has always been on a winning team, Richard.
B.A., I think it starts with his approach. There's always been an air of professionalism when it comes to Tatum. He's just a young player that is focused only on winning.
Pass to Porzingis. Back to Tatum. Blocked. Here's Wells. Not enough on that one as it misses. White with it. He's picked up by Bane. Oh, a big finish with a one-handed jam.
I guess you don't need two hands when one will suffice.
Hey, as long as you don't lose control. And there's Bane. That one's good. The assist by Morant.
Well, Bane is an efficient three-point shooter, so you have to turn up your perimeter coverage when he's on the floor.
That's how you up the ante. Come right back at him.
Yeah, I love the competitive fire right there. You drain a triple on us, and I'm coming for my revenge.
And the basket by Bane.
Starting to find his rhythm. He's cooking, and he knows it.
Yeah, when he gets engaged this early in the game, it's bad news for the defense. He can roll this start throughout the rest of the game.
You don't want to let him get into a rhythm from out there.
Outside Morant. And Porzingis with the block.
You see why Porzingis is one of the best shot blockers in the league. All the length.
Here's White. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair. And you look at Derek White, Richard. The energy he plays with, it is remarkable.
That's his greatest attribute, his activity on both ends of the floor. Having a high motor is a skill. He keeps coming and tries to wear you down.
White hits them both. One thing you can say about Boston, Grant, they know how to put a team together.
Yeah, the Celtics' consistency of winning is just impressive, both now and throughout their entire history. They are really the gold standard in this league, and it's mostly because of great draft picks and great trades.
And the call will be against Derek White. That's his first foul. Holiday against Morant. 6 on the shot clock. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Closer in, look, let me just tell you, Morant, he's going to find a way to score. He just has such a fantastic touch around the rim.
Tatum with it. Jackson in his pocket. Kick out to Brown. Just over 2.5 minutes played here in the first. First shot won't go. Here's Wells. Another shot. That shot, no good. Nice D from Tatum. Boston leading by 3. And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
I was able to talk with Memphis' head coach for a minute. We discussed Jaylen Brown and what makes him such a hard player to defend. And coach said to me, Jaylen is a freak athlete and has become a really good shooter over time, too. We can't give him clean looks, and we have to guard him closely. Let's see if the defense is up to the task.
And Allie, thank you for that. Richard, for years, the Grizzlies' team motto was grit and grind. You think that shifted?
They're a little bit flashier now, but they still have that underdog spirit. That's what grit and grind is about. They're always out to prove themselves.
So Boston going with almost an entirely new group here. Kornet's checked in for Kristaps Porzingis. Horford comes in for Jason Tatum. Hauser, he's checked in for White. And Pritchard is subbed in for Drew Holiday. And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. Oh, they get a hand on it. Kennard against Brown. All-timer right side. Back to Kennard. Pass to Edey. And it's Kornet with a rebound. Celtics lead by 4. It's Brown on the wing, defended by Kennard. It's blocked! And up the court come the Grizzlies on the break. And that's good. His first bucket of the game.
Great teamwork on that drive. Punctuated by a strong finish.
Yeah, that's nice execution. Running with purpose and creating an easy scoring opportunity off the break.
Pass to Pippen. Jackson outside. Back to Aldama. Here's Edey. Checking his numbers. He's put up a little over 9 points a game. And they'll turn it over. Couldn't get the shot off. A shot clock violation. Memphis making a switch here. Clark's checked in. Boston has gone 3 of 3 from outside and looking sharp here in the first. Cornette passes to Horford. We've got 22 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Soft touch off the glass.
Yeah, the moment Horford has the rock down low, good night. I mean, just too many moves from the vet.
Here's Pippen, providing this team some offensive stability. A little over 10 points a game.
The defense there doing whatever they can to protect the rim.
Memphis shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
At the line for your Grizzlies, Pippen. 2 shots.
That free throw no good. He hits the second from the line. There's 6 seconds left in the opening quarter. And stolen by Clark. And a high-scoring first quarter. Both teams really filling it up. Celtics out in front. They lead by 3. And back to the start of the second quarter in just a moment. And getting it going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. All right, guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for Boston.
Well, so far, their long-range shooting has been the story, doing damage from deep.
Another thing they're doing well early on is moving the ball, playing selfless basketball, and getting everybody involved on the offensive end.
On the court right now for the Celtics. The tandem on the perimeter, White and Tatum. Kristaps Porzingis out there with Torrey Craig. And it's Holiday in at the point. Well, despite the effort to create super teams, the league has a lot of parity right now, Grant.
It really does, and I like it. It's not quite like the 80s Celtics and Lakers or the 90s Bulls, partly because of the salary cap. It's so hard to pay more than 2, maybe 3 stars at a time.
Tough points from Ja.
Oh, one thing Ja, he's determined.
And the Celtics in possession here. It's a 3-point game. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to the Knicks.
It was poor efficiency scoring the ball. They needed too many attempts to get their points.
Yeah, it looked like they were settling out there, not moving the ball enough to generate the type of shots that they want.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Well, after some down years in Dallas, Kristaps Porzingis said, "I really checked myself. From that point on, I started building my game back up. Sometimes when you're younger, your physical abilities might already be there, but your mental is not. Once that all clicks, that's when you've got something."
Well, that's a good way to think of it. Thanks, Allie. Now here's Bane. 23 points for him last game against Oklahoma City.
It wasn't just the scoring. He got others involved, too.
And Richardson's bursting onto the scene. Bane has been nothing short of spectacular.
Bane was a steal with the 30th pick. He's added to his game each year. And now, look, he's one of the better two-way wings in the league.
And so it's Memphis with it, following the bucket by Boston. Bane, no good.
And after connecting twice from deep in the first quarter, he hasn't been able to drain another here in the second.
Here's Holiday. Tatum from long range. Tatum! Money from deep.
Well, Tatum is the obvious option for the catch and shoot. He's such an efficient scorer.
Grizzlies trail by 9. Right side Morant. Pass to Clark from outside the arc. Rebound Boston.
And sometimes on defense, you could just get lucky.
To the paint. Stolen by Jackson. The finish. Oh, Clark with the slam.
Those long arms of Jackson Jr. getting in the passing lanes.
And so Holiday will bring it up for Boston. Craig passes to Tatum. And he's going to the line for two. The official saw contact while he was going up. It's on Desmond Bane, among the best in the NBA for a few years now. Jason Tatum. RJ, he's still quite young. How can he get even better?
Oh, he can just get wiser and wiser, and that's what happens with young players. They get to a physical level where they can dominate, but where they get better is mentally. They get mentally stronger as they get into these experiences more.
Conchar, he's checked in for Memphis. The Celtics also with a sub. Cornette's checked in for Porzingis.
The all-star Tatum engaged on defense. That's a scary sight for opponents.
Grizzlies trail by 8. Outside Morant. Morant drawing the double team. Here's Conchar. And play stops as it looks like an over-the-back call here.
The way he was going over and through the man in front of him, he should have known the whistle was coming.
Yeah, I mean, he was all over him. You just can't get all tangled up like that.
Brown, he's checked in for Boston. Pritchard comes in for White. Cornette. And he can't extend the lead to double digits. The Grizzlies have gotten just 2 of 6 field goals to go in the second. Tries again. And the basket by Pippen. Pippen's got 5 now.
And you like the balance here. Not just falling in love with the 3 ball.
Here's Holiday. And rejected. Here's Wells. Defended by Brown. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting. And when it comes to the Grizzlies, they're a team that's hungry to take that next step, Greg.
Yeah, and they've got the core to do it, VA. You got Morant, Bane, and Jackson. They're all all-star caliber players and still in their mid-20s. So they've got a lot of great chemistry and time to get it right.
The Grizzlies making a switch here. Jackson is checked in. Horford, he's checked in for Boston. Hauser comes in for Drew Holiday.
And their offensive rebounding is such a strength for them when he's on the floor.
Yeah, he really helps them extend possessions, doesn't he?
Yeah, you can feel Coach smiling on the sidelines with every offensive board. Obviously, this guy has a talent for scoring, able to problem solve for whatever the defense tosses at him.
Pippen, pass to Jackson. A minute 15 left in the second period. Shot clock at 6. Here's Pippen. There's the block. And that'll be Memphis' ball as it goes out of bounds. Grizzlies able to keep possession here. Aldama's checked in for Memphis. Kennard comes in for Conchar. Now off the inbound. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. And that shot was going nowhere thanks to that aggressive swat.
Yeah, good offense comes from great defense. This lead is only getting stronger with plays like that.
Celtics lead by 5. Pass to Horford. Here's Cornette. And he goes in for the dunk.
A fantastic passing big. Horford makes great decisions with the ball.
Kennard passes to Wells. Fires for 3. Kennard can't get it to go.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. He just missed it.
And the basket by Brown.
That's been typical of their performance today. They're sharing the ball and creating good shots.
Kennard on the wing. Here's Wells. Oh, and a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
And what an aggressive move to the rim. He's really trying to fire up his teammates right now.
Boy, it's not hard to feel inspired after a teammate makes that kind of finish.
And that could be the spark they needed to make a little run as they try to even this thing up.
Boston's gone 4 of 5 from outside the arc in this one. Brown inside, misses from close range. Just 2 seconds between the shot clock and the game clock.
And they can run out the clock here. No need to rush it.
Yeah, you don't have to be quick. You just have to be deliberate.
Oh, nothing new for Horford. He knows how to score against tough coverage.
Here's Pippen. Picked by Aldama. knocks it down. Wait a minute. The officials getting together here. They may want to review this one. Officials signaling that they are going to take a look at this replay.
While this call may not decide the game, you always prefer to get it right.
The ruling on the floor is confirmed.
And they've gotten enough looks at it. The basket will not count. The quarter ended before he got it off.
That was a great idea to give it a second glance. The replay system is available, so you've got to utilize it.
And so it's Boston. They have a nice 9-point cushion at the end of the quarter. Great shot selection right now, keeping the game simple and getting.
The Oklahoma City Thunder will go up against the Pacers in Indianapolis. 8:30 Eastern time for the tip there.
It's one to watch, kind of a heavyweight.
And turning our attention to the first half, a positive start for the Boston Celtics.
They're passing on point.
And that'll do it for us. Thanks for stopping by.
Well, for those just tuning in, thanks for being with us. Second half of this game still to play. One of the stories here, Jason Tatum. Man, is he getting it done today?
Yeah, they've done an amazing job of creating room to operate for him. And then, of course, executing.
I like how they came into this one with a game plan, and they're just going out and executing it. Terrific job.
Manning the backcourt, we'll see Morant and Bane. Jaren Jackson out there with Edey, and it's Wells in at the 3. That's the lineup out there for the Grizzlies. Well, Richard, with the career he's had, it's hard to believe Drew Holiday has only made 2 All-Star teams.
Well, that speaks to how much talent is at.
And they want a second opinion on that call. The signal for the coach's challenge has been made.
People were worried that this would slow the action down. But with so many close calls in every game, the NBA...
2 minutes are allowed to review.
You know, one thing this does for a coach is let his players know he's got their back. If they're adamant that the call was wrong, he'll back them up.
The ruling on the floor is confirmed.
And they've made their decision. The call will stand.
And as much as it hurts to lose a challenge, I think Coach would challenge that call again if he could. He really disagreed with the foul, and he's still peeved.
And now we have a minute here to take a look at which teams are playing the toughest defense. The Celtics second.
Where this team really makes an impact is on the defensive end. They're a unified front that doesn't make it easy at all to find open looks.
He's off on the first. The electric Ja Morant. High-flying, fast, fearless. Where's that mentality come from, RJ?
There is just a fearlessness like you mentioned. Most players, you just have that mindset. You don't care. You're going to attack the rim. Doesn't matter if you could potentially get hurt. You are going to take off. That mindset is a level of aggressiveness that only Ja Morant possesses.
Tatum with a screen. And the basket by Holiday. And the Celtics lead by 12.
Oh, I love how committed Holiday is. Even with the contact, he finds a way to capitalize.
Kicks it out to Jackson. Three-pointer, no good.
That is not a guy you want to allow open looks from range. Lucky for the defense, he just couldn't get it to go.
White can't hit.
He expects to make every one of those, and we expect him to make them too.
Here's Wells. And a great assist by Morant as that one goes. Morant's got 4 assists in the game.
And you see the unselfishness from Morant, wanting to share that ball with any open teammate.
Tatum with it. He's picked up by Bane. Tatum gets the bucket.
A nice start to the second half. They've made 3 out of their first 4 shots coming out of the break.
Outside Morant. Pass to Jackson. Kicks it out to Bane. Launches a 3. The rebound by Jason Tatum. Tatum's got 4 rebounds now. White the pass to Tatum. And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now.
How about those nifty moves from Tatum? So crafty with the rock.
Grizzlies trail by 14. Now Morant. He's got 5. And it's Ja Morant with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
And this kind of selflessness is great to see. Textbook positioning to draw the charge.
Craig is checked in for Brown. Moran against Holiday. They kick it out to Porzingis. Knocks it loose and stolen by Clark. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. And Drew Holiday gets the whistle that time. That'll be a second foul of the game.
He didn't have his feet planted.
Williams is checked in for Bain. And so it's Memphis with it. They trail by 14. Moran against Holiday. Clock at 6. Now here's Moran. Defense right on him. He can't get that one to fall.
Ja Morant. His third personal
This will be his third trip to the free throw line.
At the line for the Celtics, Drew Holiday. At the line for 1.
That's good from Holiday.
The focus you get from Holiday is constant, and that goes for both ends. He's always looking for ways to help.
And the Grizzlies with some changes. Aldama's checked in for Jaren Jackson Jr. And it's Kennard in for Ja Morant. Holiday. Good D by Clark.
You often expect him to convert these types of shots, but the D must have made their presence felt to prevent that one.
And the shot goes.
And he has to build on this because we can see where him being a ghost out there has gotten him so far.
And the bucket is good. Craig's got 6 points.
And trust me, when the D's slow to react, he'll be the first guy to make them pay.
Yeah, they're going to do a much better job of putting a little bit of pressure on him on his way to the hoop.
Kennard outside. To the middle. Here's Clark. Here's Aldama. The shot won't fall. Horford with some nice D. Celtics lead by 15. To the inside. Craig, good. Craig's got 4 points now in the quarter.
I like the intention, the focus, finding a way to make it work inside.
Hard to find a season in his career where Horford didn't make an impact, RJ.
One way or another, he's going to help his team win. Still out there doing it and doing it at a high level. He's kind of an ageless wonder.
Boston on offense. They're on a 13-5 run. Horford inside, working on Clark. The Grizzlies have gotten just 25% of their shots to fall since the half, 2 for 8. Conchar, right side. Second shot opportunity. And it's going to be a 3-second call.
That's a costly error. Let's see how they bounce back.
Well, they don't have time to dwell on that. They just need to learn from their mistakes and move forward. Next play.
Pippen, he's checked in for Memphis. Jason Tatum, he's checked in for Boston. Just 1 second separating the shot clock and the game clock. Knocks down the long J.
I just love the ball movement.
Grizzlies trail by 20. Pippen, pass to Kennard. Here's Pippen. He's got 5. Pass to Clark. Shoots over Horford. Ooh, rejected by Horford. And 3/4 of play in the books. This one's all but over already. Boston out in front, running. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
Woo, I'm fired up to see this dish one more time. It's always great to see your 2 guards share the wealth.
Not just playing selflessly, but also making a smart decision with the ball.
And 1/4 to go in a game that, to this point, has not been an evenly fought contest. On the floor for Boston. The perimeter pair is White and Brown. Tatum is the 4 with Porzingis at center. And it's Pritchard in at the point.
The speed and athleticism of Morant is a tough combination to guard, which is why he gets fouled.
RJ, when Ja Morant's at his best, you won't find a more entertaining player in the league.
Oh, B.A., he is a generational talent. There is no easy way to defend him. That blend of skill, athleticism, quickness, it is so impressive and hard to guard.
Edey's checked in for Pippen.
He's a willing passer. Porzingis won't force his own thing very often.
And here's Morant. Outside Bane from downtown. And a great assist by Morant as that one goes. Morant's got 5 assists tonight.
And what kind of defense was that? You can't give up wide open threes like that. What are you doing?
Pass to White. Banked it in off the glass. White's gotten 4 this quarter.
Their interior D continues to look shaky. Not a good matchup for them right now.
Left side, Morant. Inside, Edey. And he dunks it down.
The dime courtesy of Morant. I'd love to play with Ja. He's always looking to move that ball.
Celtics lead by 17. Here's White driving inside. Ooh, coming through again. Shooting 5 for 7 now.
They're not messing around. 5 of their last 6 buckets have come from the interior.
Okay, knockout.
Wow. Ooh, as usual, Morant bringing down the house.
Outside Tatum. There's the 3. Memphis with a rebound. Jackson on the wing. Hounded by Tatum. On the wing, Bane. 3-pointer. No luck on that one. The Celtics have gone 3 of 4 in the 4th and looking confident on offense. White can't hit. And so Morant will bring it up for the Memphis Grizzlies. 17-point game. Here's the teardrop. Fantastic finish inside by Morant.
Hey, that right there was a lot of confidence given the size of the disadvantage there.
And I like his belief in his game. Go at the taller defender, make him react to you.
If you're just joining us, 4th quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Tatum, a screen on Bane. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Desmond Bane. That's his 3rd foul so far. So both teams changing it up here.
Substitution on the court.
Jackson against Tatum. Shot clock at 5. Tatum draws the double. Outside Holiday. Again, the miss by Boston. Grizzlies trail by 15.
2 minutes remaining in the game.
Outside Morant, the shake. It's hauled in by White. Boston has gone 0 for 2 from outside here in the 4th quarter. To the wing, right side. Here's Porzingis. Back to White. Brown against Morant. Porzingis sets a screen. And here's Brown for 3. Boston, no good that time either. The Grizzlies have gotten 4 shots out of 6 attempts to drop so far in the 4th.
And they were really able to find the mismatches they wanted and exploit those all night. Great execution from the players and coaching staff for the Celtics.
Tonight they got everybody in on the scoring. Had nice passing, which led to good looks.
Just solid play by these guys.
No surprise, another victory for these guys who have been on a tear all year long. They've now won 62 games.
They were well prepared coming in and showed a real competitive streak.
And it was a reliably solid performance from one of their key guys. A tremendous game for Jason Tatum.
He did a great job following his team's game plan and not rushing anything on offense, which allowed him to catch fire.
Here's Tatum. 58 seconds left to play in the 4th quarter of this one. Holiday against Morant. The layup off target. So it's Boston now. They led the game at one point by 20. Here's White. And the shot is good on the assist by Holiday.
This is what winning is all about. Playing your best when it matters most.
And let me tell you, as a team, you love to hit your stride right at the crucial moments. They put this game away in style.
No need to rush here. Take your time.
Take your time. This is where you can reset and try to get a good shot.
And the foul on Jaren Jackson. That's his first foul.
Substitution on the court.
There's 25 seconds left in the fourth. Holiday surveying the floor. Here's Horford, and Horford powers it home.
Yeah, they blocked out the noise, blocked out the distractions, kept on grinding, and this is their reward.
Oh, road wins. They're just so sweet. They're just so sweet. You know why? Because they are so hard to come by.
And Boston calls time here. They're ahead by 13.
Start it.
All right, guys, what's your take?
And they're hoping to wrap this one up.
Also, we've seen some wild finishes in our time. You can't afford to lose focus for just 1 second.
Three-pointer, Holiday. Misses. And so it's Boston easily grabbing this one. Exceptional effort on the road. They were ready and they were focused.
Focused indeed. I mean, it takes a strong mental approach to block out the distractions.
It's time for the NBA, live on 2K Sports. With Coach Stan Van Gundy and Greg Anthony, I'm Kevin Harlan. David Aldridge is with us as well. And taking a broader look here at the year-over-year scoring trend for Bradley Beal.
And looking at his offensive numbers from the past few years, it seems like teams around the league have kind of figured him out. He's having to work a lot harder for his points, and they haven't been coming nearly as easily as they used to.
So the opening lineup for the Suns. Deadly backcourt pair of Booker and Beal. Dunn is out there with Durant, and it's Richards in at the 5 roaming the paint. And for the Celtics, the small and power forwards. Star pair of Brown and Tatum. Holiday in the backcourt. To his side is White. And it's Porzingis in at the 5 down low. There has been a lot of discussion about the length of the NBA season, GA. Do you think 82 games is the right number?
Well, I do. It's worked well for over 50 years, so why change it? And if we do change it, it affects records and how we compare the game across eras.
Now Beal, after the missed 3 from KD. Clock at 6. Pass to Richards. The Suns need to get a shot off, and there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. White against Beal. And Coach Derek White spent his first 4.5 seasons with the Spurs and Coach Greg Popovich, who did a lot to boost his confidence.
Yeah, Kevin, White was a late first-round pick. He's a humble guy, very hard-working. I don't even think he realized he could be this good.
And the first one at the line is good.
Well, talk about a guy who gives you exceptional effort. Derek White is always watching the floor for gaps he can fill, places he can make a difference in the game.
And with this core of the Suns, Greg, you never know who is going to initiate the offense for them.
And that can cause problems at times, Kevin. Can run you into issues keeping the ball moving. Turnovers can be their Achilles heel as well.
Out of bounds, Phoenix will take possession. Phoenix has gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Outside, KD. From outside the arc, bangs home the trifecta.
And there's no shot Durant can't hit. Has an amazing touch from way outside the arc.
Porzingis. The layup missed.
Not really what we expected. You know he wants that one back.
Beal against White. Durant in the corner. Lets the three fly. It's rebounded by Porzingis.
Hey, he hasn't been at his best this quarter. I'd like to see him be a little more patient.
Brown's shot is good.
Well, when you're as polished and practiced a shooter as Brown, there's no reason to hesitate.
And here's Booker following Jaylen Brown's three. Some nice ball movement here by the Suns. KD against Tatum. 6 on the shot clock. That doesn't go either for KD.
Far from an ideal start, only 1 for 5. Let's see if they can turn it around.
Phoenix is gone, just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. As to Beal, to the paint, here's Richards, and down it goes, jamming that one home.
Oh, fellas, that was vicious two-hand monster slam.
Guys, I don't think there was anyone who could have stopped him on that one. Now, here's Brown. He's someone who's a factor on any given night, averaging more than 22 points a game. Can't hit that one. Done with some nice D. And so Booker will bring it up for the Suns. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Sacramento.
And defensively in that one, they needed to come up with big stops to quiet that crowd. And that's obviously easier said than done.
Well, on the road, your defense needs to withstand runs from the other side, and that wasn't the case for them.
And getting physical with his play. Booker just attacking the hoop.
And that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession. Al Horford's checked in for Porzingis. Mason Plumlee's checked in for the Suns. O'Neal comes in for Dunn. Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation. So it's both teams making substitutions here. That'll be a 5-second call.
And now we get a moment to see the numbers for Al Horford. He's putting up 9 points a game, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists. He's been making the right decisions and letting the game come to him. Solid play all around.
Well, he's found his groove. He isn't forcing anything, and he's making the most of his chances.
And the basket is good.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Once he gets in deep on the defense, there is no way he's missing a layup like that.
Here's Cornette. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
He takes advantage of them in every way possible.
And Brady lures them into a trap on the steal, and then bang, straight to the bucket.
Turning great defense into great offense. That's the kind of stop you're looking for.
Here's O'Neal, following the bucket by the Celtics. We've got 1:08 left in the first quarter. Got a piece of it. Here's Plumlee, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. That one is on Holiday. It's his first trip to the line. That free throw, no good. And Phoenix making a change. Jones is checked in. And he can't hit the second. For Boston, they've gotten 3 of 8 shots to fall for them here in the first quarter. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And one of the most respected players in the NBA is Drew Holiday.
Yeah, Kevin, he's a 3-time Teammate of the Year award winner. He's also a Sportsmanship Award winner. He is a pro's pro.
Both free throws good from Drew Holiday.
Just solid. Really one of the very best there is at the free throw line.
Jones, the pass to Gillespie. To the middle. Count the bucket. And he's got a free throw coming up as well.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
An 89% free throw shooter puts him right there among the league's best from the line.
And that one falls for Jones.
Wow, that's a tough foul to take there. That gives him 2 early on, and the coach might have to cut his minutes a bit.
First trip to the line for him here.
At the line for your Celtics, Peyton.
And he knocks down the first one.
At the line for 2 shots.
And he makes both free throws. Suns trail by 3. Jones up top. 17 points in his last outing. Allen shot is off. Boston's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Pass to Hauser. Good on the triple. Well, Phoenix shooting 36% in this first quarter, trying to get their bearings.
Oh, no, he's the last guy you want to put on the line. You can just about book the points every time he steps up.
Tyus Jones, 2 shots.
That one falls, so he hits both of them. 19 seconds left to play in the first. Outside, White. Outside, Horford. Pass to Hauser. Here's White. And he gets that one to go off the front iron.
Yeah, he makes it look so easy out there. The game comes naturally to him.
And so it's Boston with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. They've been playing some ferocious defense. And we'll be back with you shortly. And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for the Celtics.
Well, they keep finding ways to get to the free throw line. The defense is being overly aggressive, and they're baiting them into fouls.
And, guys, they've also done a great job generating offense from their defense, forcing turnovers and making the defense pay for those mistakes.
The post pair, Tatum and Porzingis. The guard pair, it's White and Brown. And it's Hauser in at the 3. That's the Boston 5. Now here's Booker. Booker draws the double. Jones. Second shot opportunity. And there's the nice layup by Plumlee.
And the D getting outworked there on the putback. Can't let that happen.
And I can tell you from experience, these are the types of things that drive coaches crazy.
And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. Devin Booker is a 3-level scoring threat. He said, I'm just reading coverages and taking what the defense gives me. That's a mid-range jumper, which analytically people say is the highest percentage shot. But for myself, it's a good one. I've shot it pretty much my whole life. Kevin?
And David, doesn't it show? Wow, he is something else. Hey, thank you.
Anytime Devin Booker is sent to the line, it's a win for his offense. He's pretty much automatic, and it's been that way since he entered the league.
And the Celtics making a change here. Richards checked in. Nick Richards, he's checked in for the Suns. Bradley Beal comes in for Tyus Jones. Celtics leading by 5. Right side, White. Greg, what a great time to be a fan of basketball. Not just in the NBA, but all over the world.
Absolutely, Kevin. The sport just continues to grow, and there's increased value being placed on all-around skill, even in youth basketball. And I think that bodes well for the future of the game.
And there's the foul. It's on Peyton Pritchard. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. On defense, Boston, they lead by 7. And Durant gets double teamed. Down low. And that one is stuffed right through.
And we mentioned Durant's scoring ability often, but they're showing how good of a passer he can be.
And here's White. He'll bring it up for the Boston Celtics. Porzingis can't hit. Suns trail by 5. Durant down low. Here's Booker. It's hauled in by Brown.
Well, the defense just dared him to take that one. Poor execution on their part, but they got lucky.
For the Celtics, they come into this one following a loss to New York. And always hovering around the 50, 40, 90 mark, Kevin Durant is both prolific and Greg efficient.
And Kevin, you want to talk about guys in this league who make winning plays time and time again? KD is right at the top of that list.
Well, with his dribble moves, Tatum will get where he needs to go, and he's an outstanding finisher.
And Durant puts up a deep 3. Deal with it. Scoreless thus far. 6 to shoot. Durant, no good.
And I was sure that was money on that one, but everyone is afforded an easy miss or 2.
Yeah, it was a great look. Sometimes they don't fall. You've just got to keep taking great shots.
Outside, Beal. It's Durant on the wing. And Durant gets double teamed. And Derek White picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. And some changes there for the Celtics. Al Horford is checked in for Porzingis. Torrey Craig comes in for Jason Tatum. And it's Drew Holiday in for White. And for the Suns, O'Neal comes in for Kevin Durant. And Allen subbed in for Dunn.
That's inexcusable defense right there. You got to contest the shot better than that.
Brown against Allen. Taken away by Holiday. And a fast break now for the Celtics. Brown, no good. Suns trail by 7. Deal with it. And Holiday picks him up defensively. And pushing it up, here's Boston. On the wing, Holiday. It's stolen by Allen. Here's Richards. Booker in the corner. Whoa! Booker playing big inside.
skillful make inside by Booker, able to find his spot for the finish.
Here's Pritchard. Knocks down the three ball. Pritchard's got 5 points now this quarter.
Yeah, clearly a defensive lapse there. He is automatic for beat if you're going to leave him that wide open. Big time mistake.
Booker, no good. Celtics leading by 8. 34 seconds left to play here in the half. Here's Brown, and that one drops for him. Brown's got 5 now.
Terrific finish there from Brown. He goes up strong and absorbs the contact.
It's deflected. They retain possession. Craig can't get it to go. Suns trail by 10. Shakes him. The shot by Beal, no good. Outside Holiday. Offensive rebound. Horford. And a dunk by Horford.
Doing his job on the glass.
And doing it with force.
And Greg, it's not everybody in the league who can make those kinds of plays.
Well, he gets paid to be a factor on the glass. That's a nice dunk to finish it off.
And so it's the Boston Celtics up by a dozen here at the end of the quarter. They've been putting on a clinic in the paint. Shots are falling with regularity. And thank you, David. And we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter. See you in just a bit.
Thanks for...
Their bench has impressed. You get a jolt of energy, all that offense. This is a well-rounded...
All right, and now that we are in the late... That is more than enough of us. Let's send you back.
Wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. Without question, Derek White displaying his skills today.
Yeah, and just look at the numbers from the first half. He has been very efficient.
Yeah, it's not like he's getting everything at the rim. He's playing smart and just taking what the defense gives him.
On Phoenix, looking who they've got on the floor. Deadly backcourt pair of Booker and Beal. Durant is out there with Nick Richards. And it's done in at the small forward position. Beal with the steal. Lobbed up there for KD. He can't get that one to fall.
Well, that alley-oop attempt, a case of what could have been, just didn't finish the play.
Well, it's not easy to time that up. Just not quite in sync yet.
With a short break in the action gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Celtics coach Joe Mazzulla has talked about the two Jays, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. He says they've been lumped together because they play a similar position, but they don't have to be similar. They've got to be able to express who they are and not constantly be compared to each other. They're not the same. Kevin?
Back, David, remember a couple of years ago, there was some thought that maybe one would be traded. They're still together. Phoenix shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here.
And they've shot the ball well this season in terms of their attempts. 81%. Wow. What, did he have something in his eye on that shot?
Plumlee, he's checked in for Phoenix.
Yeah, we've seen White's confidence as a scorer grow over time, which is why he stays aggressive when he catches fire.
Porzingis with the block. Now the fast break. Tatum with the ball. And it's White missing.
They've come out a little cold after that halftime break. Just 1 of 5 from the field to start the third quarter.
And again, it's the Suns missing.
And another miss. Woo. He's having a really ugly game.
Yeah, about as ugly as you can have, you're right. And Holiday kicks to Tatum. It's good, the assist that time from Holiday. Tatum's got 5.
And that's back-to-back threes
The D just seems to be slacking off a little bit. And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg. Boston leading by 14. GA, when we think about Devin Booker's scoring ability, he always has been ahead of the curve.
The youngest player ever to score 70 in a game, amongst the youngest to get to 10,000 points. Booker is on a historic scoring pace.
And it's Mason Plumlee with the foul. That's his first foul.
Yeah, way to get there first and be willing to absorb the contact.
A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. Kornet. Again, the miss by the Celtics. And it's Jones with the ball for Phoenix. They trail by 14. They double-team KD. Pass to Gillespie. It's stolen by White. Here's Hauser. Drills it from outside. Hauser's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Their ability, again, to stretch the floor, particularly in this second half.
Yeah, and where has the defense been? They've been content to let them fire away. They've got to close out to the arc.
He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far.
At the line, Drew Holiday. At the line with 1 shot.
And you watch Jason Tatum year. He is a model of consistency across the board. The numbers are pretty similar, and the effort never wanes.
Looking at who's out there now for the Celtics. Al Horford's checked in for Tatum. And it's Pritchard in for White. Phoenix also making some changes. O'Neal's checked in for Durant, and Allen subbed in for Dunn. Pass to Gillespie. Looking for Allen and gets it there. And again, it's the Suns missing. Celtics on offense. They've gone on a 10-2 run, not allowing much. Holiday gets the bucket.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading.
And the regular season is almost over, Doris. What are you honed in on tonight?
I think, Brian, whether we're talking about pre-All-Star break where things can get a little wonky or maybe the start of the season, to me, the best teams, regardless of the time of the year it is, they are focused on staying true to their habits and remaining competitively tough. Because I don't care if you're playing guys outside the rotation that are normal. Those guys have got to bring great effort. The standard should be met nightly regardless of the circumstance.
Here are the 5 for the Suns. Booker and Beal are the talented backcourt. Nick Richards out there with Kevin Durant. And it's Dunn in at the 3. Now here's Porzingis. He just could not put it together in that loss to New York. Oh, he slams it down right on top of Devin Booker.
Don't tell me I'm just a finesse big man. KP with the highlight reel material.
Booker against Holiday. Pass to Dunn. Beal outside. And here's Durant. 6 to shoot. The shot off that time.
Boy, this guy is a good finisher, so he misses a chippy. That's tough to take.
Doris, even as he gets up there in age, Drew Holiday is still an elite defender.
Brian, it's really remarkable how valuable a piece he is. They call him the Swiss Army knife because he is one of those rare individuals that can guard all 5 positions. He understands schemes. He's willing to mix things up. Drew Holiday is elite, period.
Porzingis, and that one's good. That makes him 2 for 3.
Kristaps Porzingis is a tough cover. This guy knows he can make threes. Now you get inside the lane and look out.
And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Well, I had a chance to talk with head coach Joe Mazzulla. We talked about how he plans to contain Devin Booker. And coach said, first, we've got to be on him at all times. And second, we can't let him get favorable matchups. He needs our best defenders on him. Trying to work over screens and stay on top of Booker. That's the name of the game here, guys.
And Allie, thanks.
The best way to get a clean look is with those quick hitters on the break.
What a beautiful fast break opportunity, and the finish pretty good.
Now here's Tatum. Impressive scoring stats with around 27 points a game. Good work defensively by Richards. The Suns have gone 3 of 5 here in the opening quarter. For 3, Durant. Dunn, pass to Booker. Now here's Durant. Off target from 3-point range. Beal against White. And he makes it.
Well, Derek White fearless on the interior right there. Tremendous finish.
Booker surveying the floor. Shoots over White. Booker no good. And here's White. He'll bring it up for the Boston Celtics. They trail by 1. It was a victory here for the home team last time these guys met.
In their last game against this opponent, they secured the win because their second unit really stepped up.
Certainly something to keep an eye on. We'll see how the rotations go this time out. Every night it seems to be different.
And so it's Phoenix with it, following the bucket by Boston. Durant, pass to Richards. Once again, off the mark by Phoenix.
Yeah, and the defense has really got to tighten up on him. I mean, he's just too dangerous from the three-point line.
And Devin Booker is already one of the greatest players in Suns history, Graham.
Well, you could argue that Steve Nash still ranks ahead of him. He did win 2 MVPs with the Suns. But when it's all said and done, I think Booker will be regarded as the best.
The kick to Durant. That one's in there on the nice assist from Beal. Durant's got 5 points.
Terrific handle right there by Beal. Comes off the pick with his head up, looking for his teammates.
And there's the call on Devin Booker. That's his first foul of the game. And some changes here for the Celtics. Horford, he's checked in for Kristaps Porzingis. Hauser comes in for White. And Pritchard is subbed in for Holiday. And a new group getting ready for the Suns. Plumlee's checked in for Richards. O'Neal comes in for Dunn. Allen, he's checked in for Bradley Beal. And Gillespie is subbed in for Devin Booker. Brown can't hit.
He had more than enough room to hit that. Just couldn't make it happen.
43 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Here's O'Neal. Pass to Plumlee. Horford with some nice D. For Boston, they've gone 5 of 9 from the floor. Tatum against Durant. Here's Hauser. Tipped. Allen outside. Durant looking around. And here's Allen. Plenty of space. The offensive rebound. Goes back up. Gillespie passes to Plumlee. Kristaps Porzingis getting it done for Boston. 8 points in the quarter, showing how effective he can be. We'll be right back with you shortly. And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even on the scoreboard so far. All right, guys, what do you think about the Celtics here in this one?
Well, coming into tonight, maybe you thought they were going to settle for perimeter jump shots. Nope, that's not the case.
They've certainly made the commitment to pounding the basketball into the painted area, and boy, is it paying dividends.
On the court right now, second quarter for the Suns. Kevin Durant is out there with Royce O'Neal. Then it's Mason Plumlee. Then there's Grayson Allen. And it's Jones in at the point. The Suns trailing. And he's made a case for first-team all-defense. Doris Jaylen Brown, the complete game.
Brian, what you love to see from a great player that's just entered their prime is the pride they take in being well-rounded. Do you want to absorb a big-time defensive assignment? Jaylen Brown wants to do exactly that.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Hey, Brian, a key concept preached by Celtics head coach Joe Mazzulla and reiterated by Jaylen Brown, who says it's reading the game, realizing fast, but playing slow. We're the more talented team, he said. We have to be the smarter team as well, and when we do that, we're going to be tough to beat. Brian?
Well, they certainly have been, Allie. Thanks for that. Boston leading by 3. Brown with it, picked up by Allen. Brown cashes in! A terrific finisher inside.
Well, good things happen for this team when Jaylen Brown gets into the paint. So efficient inside.
Jones, the pass to O'Neal. Rebounded by the Celtics. And there's the foul. It'll go on Grayson Allen. That's his first foul of the game. Derek White's checked in for Jaylen Brown. Dunn, he's checked in for the Suns. Booker comes in for Allen. White for three. Boston, no good that time either. Suns trail by 5. They need something good to happen here.
Yeah, they've gone way too long without a score.
Oh, swiped away. And here we go. The Celtics on the run.
Exactly what good offensive players do. Lean into that defender. A level of physicality puts you at the free throw line.
Doris, it's hard to pick one, but Derek White is in the running for best defensive guard.
It's so true, and what Derek White does perhaps better than any other guard is block shots. When we talk about top on-ball defenders, he's also on that list. You want to talk about somebody who can get in the passing lane and be disruptive. He's on that list. Truly can do it all.
Richards is checked in for Phoenix. Beal comes in for O'Neal. And the expression, not enough touches to go around. Do the Celtics risk falling into that trap, Doris?
Well, first and foremost, B.A., if that's a problem for you, it's a good one to have. I think the key here is with all the weapons available, you have to have some personal sacrifice. And to this point, this team has been willing to do that.
And we have to take another look at that block.
Oh my, and that was textbook defense, positioning himself well to send it back.
Here's Booker. Celtics lead by 6. Craig finds Holiday. That's tipped. The kick out to White. Lets the three fly. Three-pointer goes up. Three-pointer goes down for White.
He's not always assertive on the catch, but Derek White, rising fire from three-point, and it is on target.
Outside Jones. Pass to Richards. Here's Booker. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up. That one on White. Grant, if you talk about consistent top-level scores, Devin Booker is near the top of that list.
Yeah, and going back to the 17-18 season, Devin has averaged at least 25 points every year. Who can create his own shot and finish? It's hard finding guys who can do both.
Gillespie's checked in for Phoenix. Suns trail by 7. And here's Beal. His offense has been fantastic, averaging just over 17 a game.
That's a foul he wanted to avoid, and he definitely doesn't want to pick up his third before the half.
Tatum, he's checked in for Boston.
Number 0, Jason Tatum.
Richards with a screen. Here's Booker. Oh, it's blocked by Porzingis.
7'6" wingspan, sending it back. Kristaps Porzingis with the rejection.
Pass to Booker. And there's the call on Devin Booker. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
3rd foul of the half, and that's the risk you take, leaving him out there.
2nd team foul.
Boston leading by 7. Outside Tatum. Tatum on the drive. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws. Doris, it seems like every year Tatum's name is right atop the MVP ballot.
To me, Brian, it speaks not only to his talent, but also his consistency and the work ethic. The game is important to him. He's versatile. He's clutch. He's everything you want in a star player.
You know, it's easy to focus on Jason Tatum scoring, but Doris, he's excellent in a number of areas.
Brian, he's a high-level rebounder. He now knows how to keep his teammates involved. He's competitive on the defensive end and willing to absorb a big-time assignment. He has got a complete game.
Drafted as a 19-year-old back in 2015 by the Suns, Devin Booker has a special connection with Phoenix, Doris.
B.A., they absolutely love Devin Booker in the Valley of the Sun. He's been with the Suns his entire career, and basically it's a fan base that has watched this young man grow up. And when you think over the long history of this organization, when you mention the best players in team history, there is no doubt he is part of that conversation.
Phoenix no good that time either.
Well, the defense clearly was not interested in guarding him from downtown. They're very fortunate he missed.
Tatum from long range. Again, the miss by Boston.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one.
Here's Booker. Oh, you can't let Booker get that close.
Well, that's what you call a tough 2, because if you're in the lane at D-Book size, you never know what could happen.
Here's White. And that one drops for him. White's got 6 here in the quarter.
He just brings a great feel for the game at the offensive end.
Out of bounds, it'll go to the Celtics. Boston making a switch here. Richards checked in. Kevin Durant, he's checked in for Phoenix. Allen comes in for Devin Booker. Boston leading by 7. Tatum inside. He's against Allen. A nice shot by Tatum.
Well, Jason Tatum has worked hard to fill out his frame. It's not going to bother him that you're bringing a level of physicality.
Durant finds Allen, and it's Allen who slams it home.
And just a lack of fight right now on the defensive end.
Right? At least on that slam it was. That's one way to let a team back in the game.
Right. You can see on that possession, one side playing with a little desperation, the other side losing focus.
Boston shooting their 5th and 6th free throw attempts tonight.
Yeah, they're really cashing in more at the line here in the second quarter.
Plumlee's checked in for Phoenix. O'Neal comes in for Bradley Beal.
For Kristaps Porzingis, we know this guy has all-star level talent. For him, it's about staying healthy. At 7'3", if he's able to stay away from injuries, this guy is a big-time threat.
Outside Durant. Here's Plumlee. Oh, and the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And so it's Boston up by a healthy 8 points at the end of the period. And they've done well in limiting Durant's production, making him uncomfortable and getting him out of rhythm. We'll be right back.
Hello, everybody. We'll break down the action shortly, but first, a glance at how the Eastern Conference standings are stacking up as the season winds down.
Checking out the Celtics. Last week of the season, they want the playoffs to start, but they still got to take care of business.
Interesting time. You want to avoid injuries, but also not lose your momentum.
And talking about our game now, a very solid first half for the Boston Celtics.
It's all been...
Thanks for tuning in.
And we've got third quarter basketball here. 2 quarters in the books. It has been a clinic out there by Kristaps Porzingis.
Yeah, they've done an amazing job of creating room to operate for him. And then, of course, executing.
One of the things every player is after is efficiency at the offensive end. And boy, this young guy has done just that.
The perimeter pairing, it's White and Brown. Tatum is the 4 with Porzingis at center. And it's Holiday in at the 1 spot. And that's the group for Joe Mazzulla as we begin the second half. Now here's Durant. Shot clock at 6. Out left to the wing. Booker for 3. Rebounded by the Celtics. And here we go. The Celtics on the run. And there's a whistle. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. NBA scoring has been climbing over the past decades, Graham. Is the league too offensive at the moment, you think?
Well, we know that people like scoring, the fans, players, everyone. But the league needs to make sure there aren't hamstringing defenders too much. So I think allowing some more physicality incentivizes the defender to defend. And now we have competition on both sides of the ball.
And, of course, Boston winning 8 consecutive titles from 1959 to 1966. Doris, you think we'll ever see a streak like that again?
BA, I think that's almost impossible in this day and age. With free agency, with more salary cap restrictions, it's just hard to win 2 in a row these days, let alone 8. My goodness. Love to see Derek White go right up with it off the catch. No doubt right there. Just get the jumper flowing.
And Porzingis with the block.
Well, an 0-for-3 start to the half, you need to pick it up and start to put some pressure on your opponent.
And it's Tatum missing. Suns trail by 13. Offensively, it's been a struggle for them.
Yeah, they need to string together some shots to have any kind of chance.
Now, this guy is far from just a shooter. He can drive it and, in this instance, get up and over the rim and dunk it, Bradley.
Here's Porzingis. It's tipped.
All right, time now to pick it up. You're 1 for 4, and you certainly don't want to give your opponent momentum.
Up top, Durant, hounded by Tatum. Here's Beal. And that comes off the assist by Durant.
Assist goes to
Durant's got 3 assists now in this one.
They have no answer defensively inside.
Celtics lead by 9. Here's Holiday, and he banks in the layup.
Yeah, Drew Holiday can either receive or initiate contact. He just is so tough.
Holiday against Booker. Outside Durant. KD out here flexing on people.
That's 10 straight points they've given up in the painted area.
Here's Holiday, and he lays it up and in. Holiday's got 6 in the quarter.
That's the power of Drew Holiday. Just carries him straight through the defense.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
Bradley Beal is settling in as one of multiple stars in Phoenix. He said, it's been an adjustment for sure. You go from being very ball dominant to now you share the dominance. And it's a sacrifice and also an adjustment of learning a totally different role. Ryan, he says it's a process, but one he embraces.
Good point. Thanks, Allie. White finds Porzingis. And a slam dunk by Porzingis.
Well, 7'3" doesn't need much of a vertical, easy finish for KP.
Durant against Tatum. Durant's shot is off. And Tatum's got the ball here for Boston. Their defense has only allowed 6 points in the second half. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. Well, Doris, you watch Kristaps Porzingis at the defensive end. He changes a lot of shots.
There is no doubt, B.A. It's 7'2". It isn't just simply about sending shots back. It's about changing the trajectory. But I think, as importantly, guys don't want to go in the lane because of his presence. There's a reason people call Kristaps Porzingis the unicorn. A 7-foot big man, but boy, what a sweet shooter he is.
And it's a completely new group for the Suns. Here's Gillespie. Hasn't gotten one to fall yet. 3 on 3. Here's Porzingis. Shot is up. Nails it. He's now 6 for 8 from the floor.
Well, we know that when Kristaps Porzingis is in rhythm, he can string together a stretch of play where he is sustaining an offense.
Now here's Plumlee. And there's a 3-second call. This one on the defense. And this is his first trip to the line tonight. And he shows the focus there. Nails the tee. And you know, you look at someone like Peyton Pritchard, Doris. Heady guy who doesn't make many mistakes.
BA, maybe his best attribute in my mind is the competitive spirit and the motor he plays with. He's a fearless shot taker, either inside or from three-point range. He makes excellent choices with his passes. But again, I go back to that competitive toughness.
Grayson Allen, second.
And taking a quick gander here at the hustle stats for the Celtics.
I mean, those swats, they can get into your head, make you think twice about shooting it. So it's about more than just those block numbers.
The other thing that jumps out about their performance tonight, the amount of steals really pressuring those ball handlers.
Here's Allen, and it's Allen. Slams it home.
What a terrific pass. Work the ball inside and create a good look for your teammate.
And there's the foul. It'll go on Tyus Jones. That's his first foul of the game. We're in the bonus now, and they'll go to the line. This is his first trip to the free throw line tonight. And he knocks down the first one.
At the line for 2 shots.
And that's good as he hits both shots.
If they keep hitting free throws at this clip, it'll help them seal the deal.
Outside Jones. Pass to O'Neal. We've got 33 seconds left in the third quarter. Can't hit from in close.
And it's amazing. Their slim advantage on the board seems a lot larger than it is.
Yep, count it.
It's not easy to work the ball inside in this league, but they've done it all night.
Horford passes to Cornette. Back to Horford. Shoots from the baseline. Count it. Good. Horford's got his first 2 points.
Well, you think about the evolution of Al Horford's game. Who would have thought he'd become such a knockdown jump shooter?
Here's Plumlee. Slam! Dunk by Plumlee.
Well, he's such a good athlete for a center. It's how he's able to succeed despite being one of the smallest fives in the NBA.
And trust me, when the D's slow to react, he'll be the first guy to make them pay.
And that's typical of this guy. He's always reading the situation, reacting quickly, and capitalizing.
And so it's Boston. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
You know, I'm kind of stoked that this was a choice because I love this pass. A remarkable find. He put his court vision on full display.
Well, making the game easy for your teammates. All about putting them in a position to score. That's pretty.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same for the first 3 quarters. And so, in the game for Phoenix, they've got Tyus Jones. Royce O'Neal is out there with Mason Plumlee. Then there's Grayson Allen, and it's done in at the 3 slot. Pritchard, no good.
And this is a shot he can definitely make, and the defense not a factor at all.
Jones in the post. Horford covering. Pass to O'Neal. Jones from outside. Hits the three-pointer. Jones has got 5 points in the quarter.
What a smart player Tyus Jones is. He knows when to seize his opportunities.
Here's White. White coming through.
And just totally relentless, only increasing the intensity level.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score. You lock in on the moment and play the right way.
Down low. Here's Horford. And the shot is good on the assist by Tatum.
Well, this guy's such a polished player from this area of the floor. Al Horford, it doesn't get any easier than that one right there.
And Mike Budenholzer decides to call a timeout, rallying his guys to make sure they all know the plan.
Attention, Dave.
He's checked in for Hauser. Pass to Beal. Count that bucket.
You know, I thought in the first half this guy was pressing. He was rushing. Now he's settled into the game.
Celtics lead by 15. And Pritchard, here we go. Horford for 3. Knocks down the triple.
Well, this is just another way that Al Horford can beat you. He has turned himself into a quality three-point shooter.
Durant against Horford. Pass to Booker. Wide open. Porzingis grabs the board.
With the defense absent, that was a great opportunity, but no go.
And Bradley Beal is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
And coach doesn't like the call at all. He's opting to use his challenge. He wants the officials to look at the replay.
People were worried that this would slow the action down. But with so many close calls in every game, the NBA was smart.
The previous play is under review.
What this does for a coach is let his players know he's got their back. If they're adamant that the call was wrong, he'll back them up and make the refs take it.
After the review, the ruling on the floor is overturned.
So they see clear evidence of a bad call, and they're going to overturn it. Probably the right decision.
And give credit to the officials for recognizing the mistake and correcting it. Nobody likes to say they got it wrong, but they fixed it in a hurry.
Durant for three. Outside for Booker. Pass to Durant. The three. And Booker, here we go. And Booker with the jam.
The assist.
That was an explosive move by Devin Booker. Decks it and finishes.
The kick to Tatum. The three is up. Here's Porzingis. Shakes him. Oh, it's Porzingis with the jam.
And I'll tell you what, this is a guy who doesn't take a break at all on the boards.
Yeah, doing serious work. He likes being an anchor on the glass.
Well, but as defenders keep forgetting to box him out, he continues to just make them pay.
Pritchard, the pass to Tatum. He takes it in. Oh, Tatum slams it home.
And they just continue to attack, even late in the game, while they're up big.
And as a result, they may be facing just a little bit less resistance right now. They are having their way.
Pass to Booker. Beal with it. Back to Booker. Now Durant. For three. That doesn't go either for Durant.
And you never want to give a shooter like him a clean look.
Here's Tatum. And it's Phoenix with the rebound.
They came out and had a statement win with their performance tonight. A fantastic effort to get it done here for the Celtics.
When you look at the stat sheet, it's impressive this wasn't a total blowout. Their offense was in top gear all night long, Grant.
I thought the same thing, B.A. I mean, the difference in field goal percentages is pretty shocking.
No surprise, another victory for these guys who have been on a tear all year long. They've now won 62 games.
And they've had no trouble finding the win against this squad. They'll wrap up the season series with a clean 3-0 sweep.
And as it was happening, as it was building, you knew this was a monster game for Kristaps Porzingis.
Anytime they needed a bucket, they'd put the ball in his hands and say, go make a play. It was impressive to watch.
Jaylen Brown, he's checked in for Boston. Drew Holiday comes in for Pritchard. And the Suns also making a change. Dunn's checked in. It's good. Boston has gone 2 of 3 from beyond the arc here in the fourth. It's a 3-on-3 fast break. Booker for three, and he can't get that one. They are blowing this one open.
Maybe the only question is how big will this lead grow?
2 points. That one goes.
They got a big lift from their crowd tonight, giving them the energy they needed.
What an impressive performance, to say the least. At this point, it looks insurmountable.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Oh, rejected by Beal.
How about the anticipation from Bradley Beal? Wow, what a block.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. They lead by 18. Your thoughts, guys?
And they're hoping to wrap this one up.
It's not completely over, and they know that. But if they carry out their game plan, they should be golden.
And now let's present our New Balance Player of the Game, Kristaps Porzingis.
And guess what? This was his game all night. I mean, he tore through the defense and almost never took a bad shot out there. Really, a level of offensive consistency most players can only dream of.
Well, they are playoff bound with him rounding into form and playing some of his best basketball. They just got to continue to play together. We'll see if he's able to keep playing at this level. Pritchard, the pass to Hauser. Tries it from 19. Nails it. And so it's Boston easily grabbing this one. We saw 2 different teams tonight. One played with confidence, operating flawlessly. The other just looked lost.
And the energy in this building was awesome. The crowd was involved from the jump, and once
Back guard, 6'5", 0, Tyrese Halliburton.
It's Friday night and live on 2K Sport. Clark, I've been wondering your thoughts on the possibility of the NBA shortening the season in an attempt to mitigate injury.
Look, Kevin, I've long been a proponent of a shorter season. I think 65, 66 games, 1 month less on the regular season would be great. We know load management didn't decrease injury rates, so I'm not sure a shortened schedule would either, but I do know it would improve the quality of play for the players, and I think that would be beneficial to the fans.
Now, look at Dallas' starting lineup. Daniel Gafford is out there with Anthony Davis. Then there's Washington. And there's Klay Thompson. And it's Irving at the point guard position. Now, here is Halliburton. And he uses the glass on the layup.
He's such a creative scorer in close. Tyrese Halliburton only needs a sliver of space to make you pay.
Irving looking over the floor. The shot missing. Excellent defense there from Halliburton. And it's Indiana's ball. And this Drew Bridges. major milestone this season, notching their 50th win in their last game.
Hey, you love to ensure a winning season, and most NBA teams, even great ones, consider this a major accomplishment.
Well, we know, GA, the Mavs are so adept at hunting the matchups they want. They're patient and methodical.
They never look like they're in a rush, right? Even when you send a double or trap the ball, the Mavs stay calm and know where to go. It's what makes slowing down their pick and roll so difficult.
Tremendous explosion on that launch by Halliburton, throwing it down.
A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Well, Kevin, Rick Carlisle gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. Now, when it came to Kyrie Irving, Coach said trying to contain him tonight won't be easy. He told me Kyrie is a fantastic player, but I feel confident that our guys will be all over him tonight. Pretty strong words, guys.
Thanks so much, David.
They're 1 of 4 here to start, looking to get into a flow offensively.
Pass to Turner. Nembhard with it. He's covered by Thompson. 5 on the clock. A shot by Nembhard, no good.
They have been rolling. That's their first miss of the game.
Outside Irving. Over in the corner, Washington. Dallas moving it around. And Gafford throws it down.
Boy, an excellent passer for a big man. P.J. Washington's floor awareness, impressive.
Out to Turner. Pass to Neesmith. That falls. Nice speed that time from Turner.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Outside, Davis. And here is Washington.
2 minutes remaining in the first.
The kick out to Irving. Fires the three. Siakam pulls it in.
You know, he just has not been himself this period. Just too inconsistent up and down at the offensive end.
Greg, in January 2024, Pascal Siakam was traded out of Toronto.
And he came into the league an older player from a mid-major school. The Raptors did a lot to help Siakam, turning him into an all-NBA caliber player.
Halliburton with the steal. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a three-point play. That one on Thompson.
Halliburton was hungry for that hoop. Taking the ball right to the rack and drawing the foul.
So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Walker's checked in for Turner. Toppin comes in for Pascal Siakam. Benedict Mathurin, he's checked in for Aaron Neesmith. And it's T.J. McConnell in for Andrew Nembhard. Now here's Williams. His last outing, 16 points for him. 4 on 3 as they bring it up. And a wide open look for Halliburton. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Halliburton's got 12.
Halliburton's future is bright, and that's got so many folks excited because he can really play and fill it up.
Dinwiddie wide open. No good. They had a chance to end the run there. Pacers leading by 13. Puts up a 3. Kept alive. Now, here's McConnell. He's defended by Exum. Goes back up. And the layup by Walker.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Now, here's Dinwiddie. And they get some nice contributions from him on a nightly basis as he averages over 11 points a game. Offensive rebound. Over in the corner, Marshall. Pass to Exum. 5 to shoot. Dallas needs to get off a shot. Lively. And that comes off the assist by Exum. McConnell with it. They get a hand on it. Williams with the steal. And so it's Indiana. 13 points up at the end of the period. They've got their field goal percentage to thank for that. They've been hot from all over the floor tonight. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. In a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for Indiana.
Everything working for them inside so far, guys. Tons of high-quality shots that they're knocking down inside.
And they've also done a great job turning defense into offense tonight, creating turnovers and capitalizing on the other end.
Toppin is out there with Pascal Siakam. And it's T.J. McConnell. Then there's Benedict Mathurin. And it's Shepard in at the 2-guard spot. So that's the group out there for Indiana. Glad we got the chance to see that remarkable rejection.
Yeah, quick thinking pays off big. What a block.
And it's Dinwiddie with the ball. Bringing it up now for Dallas. Trailing by 13. Knocked away. And stolen by McConnell. Now the Pacers moving it up. And Siakam throws it down.
A high-level athlete with underrated burst. Siakam continues to impress with his ability to finish.
Pass to Dinwiddie. Back to Davis. Davis working in the paint.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
And there's the call. It's on Spencer Dinwiddie. That's his first foul. The Pacers making a switch here. Turner's checked in.
Miles Turner.
Pacers leading by 13. Pass to McConnell. It's rebounded by Dallas, and they blow the whistle for a foul. He was trying to disrupt the fast break opportunity, and this is his first trip to the line tonight.
At the line for the Mavericks, Klay Thompson. At the line for one.
Thompson no good on the free throw. Greg, as you were saying, beyond the blocks, what makes Anthony Davis special on defense is the way he navigates the floor.
Kevin, most bigs can get picked on in pick-and-roll action. Davis, though, too quick and smart to take advantage of. He can slip screens, hedge, switch, and recover like he's a 3-and-D wing.
Now, here is Irving. He's a guy we see deliver on a nightly basis, averaging about 24.5 points a game. Here's Shepard. The lead pass was put in just the right spot.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
Miles Turner denying another one of the league's best shot blockers year in and year out.
Aaron Nesmith has checked in for the Pacers. Daniel Gafford's checked in for Dallas. Christie comes in for Klay Thompson. Shot clock at 5. Irving for 3. Again, Irving missing.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game.
And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, the Pacers obviously push the fast break. Tyrese Halliburton says the emphasis is getting outlets and running, playing fast. That's a good identity to have. It's a team that people want to play for, and it's a style you don't want to play against. You've got to be ready to play us. Kevin, the idea is for them to wear you down.
They fly, David, baseline to baseline. They can really go. And so here is Dallas. The Pacers making the shot. Irving passes to Christie. Right side, Irving. He doesn't hit that one. Good work defensively by Turner.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
And for those of you just joining us in the second quarter with about 3 minutes gone by. Analytics or the eye test? The optics or the numbers in front, Greg? When you're judging the performance of a player, what kind of criteria do you use?
Well, an MVP candidate recently said, my eye test tells me this guy's a terrible defender, but the analytics tell me he's a great defender. I'm confused, and I often feel the same way.
Now, here's Gafford. Following the miss by Tyrese Halliburton. Dallas again missing.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
And, guys, that's exactly the kind of high-impact defense they want to see out of him.
Mavericks trail by 17. Here's Marshall. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It goes on Aaron Nesmith. Clark, these Indiana Pacers play at one of the quickest paces of any team in the NBA.
Yeah, I love the fact that it's quite fitting considering the nickname, Indiana Pacers. And they do set the pace. They love to push that rock, and they do it relentlessly. Catching you before your defense can get set. It's a beautiful way to play. Tell you what, though, you got to be in great shape to make it work.
Exum, he's checked in for Dallas. Pacers leading by 16. Here's Halliburton, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. Seems like every time, Greg, we see Tyrese Halliburton, he's wearing a big smile on his face.
Talk about a guy who just loves this game. Halliburton is such an enthusiastic player, and that positive attitude really infects his entire team.
Toppin, he's checked in for Miles Turner, and Dallas also making a switch. Kyrie Irving's checked in for Dante Exum.
Halliburton has lots of skills you love to see from a young guard. Boy, I tell you what, he's got a bright future. Love watching this young man play.
And that one's good, Irving.
Whatever the defense gives, that's what he takes. A sign of a skilled offensive player.
Here's Halliburton, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Tyrese Halliburton is flat-out special, Clark. You say it all the time. He is an absolute machine on offense.
He really is an orchestrator, a maestro of platinum-level capability. His turnover numbers, outstanding. He's a guy. Guy that flirts with the 50-40-90 shooting splits and is going to lead the league in assists, I think, a better part of his career going forward. That's how good he is.
And it's in there. Irving's got 4 this quarter.
What a great play. Totally schooled the defender on that one.
To the inside. Here's Gafford. And Gafford. Throws it down.
Hey, when Irving is creating for others, he's even more difficult to slow down.
Last game for the Mavericks, it was a loss to the Grizzlies of Memphis. Toppin finds Halliburton. Toppin sets a screen for Halliburton. Driving in, missed inside. And it's Irving with the ball for Dallas. It's a 14-point game. The Pacers beat them last time when these two teams met in Indiana.
And they lost a close one last time they saw each other. And you have to think that it was the foul trouble that really kept them from getting the win.
When you are in foul trouble, it makes you less aggressive defensively. And when that's the case, it's hard to offer the kind of resistance that you need to. That was in the back of the mind, the foul trouble they were in.
The Pacers shooting their 6th and 7th free throws in the game. First one falls for him.
And part of what people like about Walker pre-draft was his defensive skills. But he has the makings of a versatile two-way guy giving good coaching.
Off on that one, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line. Here's Christie. Off target at the rim. That will count. That shot off the mark. And so it's Indiana looking at a 13-point lead heading into the next quarter. And you have to credit their defense for the job they've been doing against Irving. Kyrie's been almost invisible out there, and we don't say that very often. And now let's catch up with All right, David, thank you, and stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started.
Hey, it's not a huge deficit on the boards, but enough to where they're giving away possessions, and that adds up, guys.
Yeah, if they're playing a comeback.
And now, as the regular season marches on, here's how things look in the West. And that concludes halftime. Now,
and as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. Tyrese Halliburton has been sensational.
And he's shown just how adept he can be at creating contact and then cashing in at the line.
Well, you know, in that first half, it was a common occurrence. He got to the strike time and time again.
And now let's check in with David Aldridge to see how Anthony Davis is doing. David.
Kevin, I caught up with the head athletic trainer for Dallas, and this is an unfortunate injury, potentially devastating. But he's not letting it slow him down out there, and he's going to give it a shot. Kevin?
Thanks for the status report there, David. At least we now know, Greg, how he's doing.
Yeah, when you talk injury, the unknown factor is always a difficult thing to deal with.
And, you know, for him, just watching his teammates unable to contribute, that's really a helpless feeling.
Getting underway in the second half, here's the 5 for Jason Kidd. We've got Irving. Davis is out there with Washington. Then there's Daniel Gafford. And it's Thompson in at the 2 spot. And with an update from the sideline, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks very much. Tyrese Halliburton is a person who's in control. He says, I want to win, so I'm just trying to figure out the right way to do that. Right now, it's get the ball in my hands and just make the right reads. I can facilitate probably better than the majority of people in the league. So that's what I want to do. I want to get my guys involved. Kevin?
He does, doesn't he, David? Every single time. And, David, we thank you for that report. And Indiana making a change here. Mathurin's checked in. And Dallas with a change here, too. Ibley's checked in. And a wide open look for Siakam. Indiana again missing. Mavericks trailed by 15. Mark, we were just talking. P.J. Washington has improved his defense, hasn't he?
He really has been intentional about getting better at that end of the floor. And, you know, he always had a good foundation for potentially being an outstanding defender, but then he put the work in. You know, he does a great job with his positioning. He's got excellent positional size, and because of all of that in his work, he's a versatile defender now that can make an impact at that end of the floor.
The drive by Siakam.
And the handles and confidence of Siakam both have grown just so much. Zero hesitation taking that one to the rack.
Irving dishes to Davis. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Well, there's no question, and he welcomes this, that Anthony Davis shoulders a heavy load on the defensive end.
And he should, and he does. I mean, he's a true anchor. He protects the rim. He can guard out on the perimeter. He communicates well. He's got an excellent basketball IQ. And he's a guy that can cover up a lot of mistakes from his teammates.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Dante Exum, he's checked in for P.J. Washington. And Dinwiddie subbed in for Irving. And a wide-open look for Mathurin. Buries the long-range jumper. Mathurin's got 7 points.
A young guy who is ready to attack. Mathurin gets the ball and goes straight into his shot.
Count it.
And that solid play in the paint continues here, guys.
Pacers leading by 17. Halliburton kicks to Siakam. And so it looks like the Pacers will retain possession here. A moment now to look at the year-to-year scoring output and how it has been trending for Klay Thompson.
And maybe it's shocking, maybe not too shocking, but the scoring trend over the last few years has been going down a bit. I'm sure it's something he's well aware of, and we'll see if that continues to be the case.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pacers. Shepard's checked in for Andrew Nembhard, and it's T.J. McConnell in for Halliburton. Dinwiddie for 3. And the rebound goes to the Pacers. Pass to Shepard.
2 minutes remaining in the
back to Turner.
2 minutes.
Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Turner's got his second bucket.
I tell you what, Turner just has a
tonight, Grant.
Oh, no question, B.A. I mean, these bigs bring the size and skill. Who has more tools in their toolkit? I mean, we're about to find out.
And now Dallas' starting group. Daniel Gafford is out there with Anthony Davis. Then it's Thompson. Then it's Washington. And it's Irving in at the 1. Siakam, no good. Oh, Thompson from deep three-point land. The rebound by Turner. Nesmith with it to the inside. Stolen by Davis. And they're on the run. Thompson with it. He's picked up by Nembhard. Halliburton against Irving. Pass to Gafford. 6 on the shot clock. Davis, the pass to Thompson. Fires in the triple.
At his absolute best, Klay Thompson rise and fire on the catch. Good night defense.
Despite entering his 30s, Anthony Davis is not slowing down, Grant.
Yeah, B.A. And last year, AD put up the best rebounding numbers of his career. And his shooting percentage also very high. And just watching him, Davis is still an all-NBA caliber player, capable of taking over on both ends.
Siakam against Irving. Nembhard, right side. Siakam outside. No good on the triple. Dallas has gone 1 of 2 from three-point land so far. Turner against Irving. And here's Thompson for 3. The rebound by Turner. For Indiana, they've gone 1 for 3 so far. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. Irving for 3. The rebound by Turner. Turner's got 4 rebounds now. Nesmith passes to Nembhard. And it's blocked by Davis.
That's what happens when you challenge Davis. He can be so disruptive as a defender.
Irving looking around. Washington outside. Thompson outside. It's tipped. The Mavericks leading. A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Hey, Brian, Anthony Davis is letting it fly. He said, the way that teams are playing me, I've been getting back to the mid-range. It's an easier shot instead of fighting the double team, so That's all it is, continuing to trust it and shoot it. Brian, you've seen that jumper be a real weapon for him.
Yeah, that's a good call, Allie. Thanks. One thing about the Pacers, Doris, they can flat out score the basketball.
It is incredible to me, B.A., how infrequently the ball sticks. They play fast, whether in transition or in the half court. They make defenses work.
And so ball out of bounds. Thompson touched it last. And we take a look at the best shot blocking in the real NBA. Miles Turner is second.
He always makes an impact with his shot blocking. He's a constant presence around the rim.
Some changes for Indiana. Toppin, he's checked in for Siakam. Mathurin comes in for Nesmith. And T.J. McConnell subbed in for Nembhard. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in this first quarter. Thompson with a steal. Here's Marshall. He's covered by Mathurin. Williams passes to Thompson. Williams against McConnell. Outside for Davis. 4 on the clock. Dallas needs to get off a shot. And here's Thompson for 3. Indiana with a rebound. And with their last victory, this team reached the 50-win mark on the season.
And they should be proud of what they've been able to accomplish. You can't just luck your way into 50 wins. You got to be a good team to reach that feat.
Dallas has gone just 1 of 6 from downtown. McConnell against Williams. There's 45 seconds left in the first quarter here. Here's Lively. And a slam dunk by Lively.
Let's remember, this guy's got a 9'4" standing reach and a vertical that's ridiculous. Lively just getting to the rim.
Now here's Halliburton. His last outing, we saw him score 22. It's not going to go for him. Thompson with some nice D. Williams finds Thompson. Fires the 3. Rebounded by Halliburton.
He hasn't been able to find his touch this quarter.
Well, not at the offensive end, certainly.
Oh, wow!
My goodness, Toppin puts on a show. What a special dunker this guy is.
Williams up top. There's the horn. We've seen some good defense on both sides. The score still close. The Mavericks are... And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter. We'll see what happens here in the second. And when you consider how Dallas is doing, guys, your thoughts?
Well, you have to look at the advantage they have in the turnover department. I mean, that's a huge advantage for them in this game.
Offensively, they took care of the ball. And defensively, they forced a number of miscues.
Taking a look at the Mavericks. Washington and Lively down low. Spencer Dinwiddie is out there with Kyrie Irving. And it's Exum in at the 3, the small forward.
Well, a point guard's responsibility in part in today's NBA, get their guys going. And Kyrie Irving doing just that.
Here's Toppin. 2 shots, 2 makes. Off to a good start.
You got to appreciate the consistency. Night in and night out, he brings it.
Irving against McConnell. And it's Irving missing. Indiana trailing here. Pass to Shepard. Toppin inside. He's guarded by Exum. Toppin's shot is off. And so it's Irving who brings up the ball for Dallas. The Pacers beat them last time when these two met at Indianapolis.
Last time they lost a close one against this team. You have to wonder what they could have done if it wasn't for their...
Oh, wow! Incredible!
Well, the vertical of Obi Toppin on display rises up with ease.
And for the Mavericks, they're shooting a rough 29% from the field here. Doris, no secret how talented the international players are in the NBA, especially those from Canada.
Yeah, we've seen a number of Canadians come in and have a high level of impact for their team. For Mathurin, think about his availability his rookie year, played in almost every game, and this guy is a legit scorer at this level. Boy, the work ethic on the offensive glass just refuses to give up on that possession.
McConnell against Irving. And here's McConnell. He's coming off a 10-point game against Oklahoma City.
And it was a big game for him at the defensive end as well. He never stopped pressuring the basketball, coming up with one steal after another.
Couldn't quite line that one up. Just got to shake it off and move on to the next one.
Pass to Lively. Back to Irving. Kicks it out to Dinwiddie. McConnell against Irving. The three from Washington. Drops in the three.
Washington.
And now it's a 4-point Dallas lead.
I'll tell you, you are playing with fire anytime you leave this guy open, and they just got burned.
Here's Shepard. He's covered by Dinwiddie. And it's Shepard missing. The Mavericks have gone 3 of 5 since the beginning of the second. Here's Irving. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line. All right, Doris, Kyrie Irving is a special talent. What's his greatest asset, you think?
Oh, B.A., this is a tough question. If you ask NBA players, they'll tell you the guy with the best handle historically is Kyrie Irving. But to me, his best attribute, fearlessness, the ability to deliver when it most matters.
And Dallas making a change here. Gafford, he's checked in for Lively. Anthony Davis comes in for Washington. Marshall, he's checked in for Exum. And Christie subbed in for Dinwiddie. Count it.
Well, 9 times out of 10, that probably is a miss, but somehow he finds a way.
Here's Irving. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair. They'll pin that one on Pascal Siakam.
Guys, you have to love the way Irving uses his body to create contact inside and earn the trip to the stripe.
Grant, we all know how good Kyrie Irving is, but he's especially lethal in the fourth quarter.
And his clutch moments go far beyond his series winner in the 2016 finals. He thrives in high-pressure moments and has done so his whole career.
Halliburton's checked in for Indiana. All right, Doris, where do you think Halliburton ranks among the NBA's best point guards?
Well, he's certainly, B.A., got to be near the top of the list. Number one, his vision is absolutely tremendous. He can create on the fly. As importantly to me, it's his spirit and presence, the joy he brings to the game.
Williams is checked in for the Mavericks. Well, Grant, with all the parity and competition in the league today, there are still those teams piling up losses.
Yeah, B.A., and with teams like the Thunder excelling, it's almost like youth is no longer an excuse, but some rebuilds take longer than others.
Turner finds Halliburton. 1:10 left in the first half of this one. Tyrese playing big in the painted area.
Well, you love when guards are unafraid to get to the painted area and finish. Go ahead, Tyrese.
Here's Williams. Coming off a 16-point game against Memphis.
And let's not forget about the assist. This guy is a